German politicians are turning up the pressure on Nord Stream 2. Some of them want the project, which will deliver gas from Russia to Germany and beyond, to be stopped over the poisoning of prominent Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny with a powerful nerve agent. Opposition from Eastern European countries and the United States has already seen work in the Baltic Sea frozen, with the pipeline 90% complete.
When this 480-kilometre-long stretch of pipeline is finished, it will transport oil and gas from the controversial Nord Stream 2 pipeline's terminus in northern Germany to the south. The Eugal pipeline will then carry fossil fuel energy on to countries including the Czech Republic and Italy. The pipeline operators are based in Kassel, at Germany's geographical centre. The fact that Nord Stream 2's future is in doubt is going to have knock-on effects here. But managers here don't want to talk about maybe scenarios.
We're building the Eugal
pipeline, which is effectively two lines next to each other. The first line is already in operation and transporting gas. The second string will be finished at the end of this year. We already have bookings for both strings and we remain confident the pipeline will be well used. Russian gas will flow south through pumping stations like this one. For decades, the Czech Republic has been getting Russian gas through the Nord Stream 1 pipeline. The Czech company Net4Gas sells 80% of Russian gas deliveries on to Slovakia, Austria and Italy. It's a lucrative business with high tax revenues, so the Czech government also wants Nord Stream 2.
In 2020, 21 and 23, the long-term contracts which Net4Gas has from the past will end. So for us, as I said at the beginning, it's important, to keep the flow through the Czech Republic. So we support them. We support Nord Stream 2.
This brings Prague into opposition with neighbouring Poland and the Baltic states, which are fiercely opposed to Nord Stream 2. These countries are worried the energy sector is too dependent on Russia. In Prague, on the other hand, the Baltic Sea pipeline is viewed pragmatically.
The Czech Republic seems to be a silent country in this case, but its position is quite clear. Nord Stream 2 project is economically beneficial for our country.
Will the expensive Nord Stream 2 systems on the Baltic coast ever become operational? The gas customers south of Germany are the most concerned about the debate on whether to end the pipeline project.
Well, on this, let's speak to Dr. Thierry Brosse, who's a leading energy analyst and professor at Sciences Po in Paris. You've just published a paper on Nord Stream 2 saying the current situation with the pipeline laying unfinished in the Baltic, potentially for years, is actually preferable for most of the parties involved. How can that be the case?
Yes, good morning. Thank you very much. I think the major mistake analysts are doing, and you've done it in your program, you've looked at Nord Stream 2 as a copy or a follow-up of Nord Stream 1. Yes, it is the same route. Yes, it is the same fossil fuel gas that you ship. But in fact, if you look at the timing, after Nord Stream 2 was completed in 2011, another pipe wanted to be built by the Russian, which was South Stream. And South Stream did meet EU opposition. And at the end of the day, South Stream was never finished, or never finished as South Stream. So that's the first point. The second point is we in Europe wanted and want still to have transit via Ukraine. And so therefore there was until 2020 an urgency to finish, as the Russians were saying it, to finish Nord Stream 2, because this could help push more gas into Germany. Interestingly enough, in December 2019, this contract has been renewed until 2024. So for those two reasons, compare it to South Stream and the fact that we have a contract for transit in Ukraine, there is right now absolutely no urgency to finish Nord Stream 2.
So in your opinion, is there a possibility that Nord Stream 2 won't be finished?
Well, this is why I started with with looking at South Stream. I mean, you've rightly said there's been a huge investment in this, and in South Stream also. And interestingly enough, if you look at South Stream started in 2012 and was stopped in 2014. But interestingly enough, it was recast or reshaped or as a new pipe, which is Turk Stream. So instead of bringing gas from Russia to Bulgaria, it now, and it is operational now, brings gas from Russia into Turkey. So, I mean, the story is not finished. I mean, you've had me on your program a few times, and I think you're having me for this story a few more times. But I think this story will not finish with Nord Stream 2 not in operation, but there are other opportunities. I mean, if you look at what Europe wants to do after 2024, we want to be an hydrogen economy. We want to have clean hydrogen, and this clean hydrogen, for right now, we don't have it. Maybe this is going to be produced in our own countries, but also maybe, and this is a German strategy, this is the EU strategy, this is going to be produced in foreign lands, and this could be produced in Russia. So this pipe
this
could
story really isn't going away then, is it, anytime soon? Dr. Thierry Brosse, thank you so much for getting us on top of this very complicated issue.
Thank you very much.
Now, the European Union says it's not ruling out imposing sanctions on Russia over the poisoning of opposition leader Alexei Navalny. The case is already having an economic impact in the country. The value of the ruble plummeted after German doctors treated Navalny and concluded that he'd been poisoned with Novichok. A further escalation could prompt foreign investors to pull out of Russia.
The economic consequences of the poisoning of opposition leader Alexei Navalny could be significant. The ruble has already plunged to its lowest level since the height of the coronavirus pandemic in the spring. Despite that, some Russians are taking the threat of new Western sanctions in stride. The government says that our economy is improving due to the sanctions, and we are beginning to look like a developed country rather than a gas station, so we are not afraid of any sanctions. I think some sanctions will be imposed, and the whole situation is quite tragic. There will be a reaction that causes some issues. We already have some problems with the currency exchange rate. It's quite worrisome. The EU and the US have had sanctions targeting whole sectors of the Russian economy in place since 2014, when Russia annexed Crimea. Further sanctions could have a massive impact on the economy. German investors withdrew more than €1 billion of investment capital in the first quarter of this year, largely because of the political situation.